Hi everybody, TGIF Friday coming into the weekend. Perfect Storm horse racing here with the preview of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. You can see in the upper right the pars, the E1, E2. We have 91, 98 for the early and the late pace figure of 90. Final speed figure par of 98. I've kind of drawn a line here because the horses that I'm interested in really are stacked up in the top six above that line. You can see the early pace here. We've got three early runners in Cornish, Jack Christopher, and Papa Cap, with Jack Christopher having a little bit of an edge. Let's go through and take a look at these guys individually. Working our way down, American Sanctuary and Barossa. Barossa's Baffert Souther. Kind of have them as non-contenders. This one likes to run up close to the pace. You can see he's just too weak here to go with the big boys, so he's going to get flushed out early. Command Performance, interesting, a little bit below par, finished second to Jack Christopher in the Champagne, the one-turn mile at Belmont. So you got these guys again with the question is, can they do two turns? So this guy out of Union Rags should have no problem handling that. He is still a maiden, however, and he'll have to make a big step up to beat Jack Christopher and Cornish, but that is not, out of the question here. Cornish is Baffert's best in this race. He run better than par. He's got a really nice pace profile here. He's got plenty of juice early, and he ran an 89 late in the American Pharoah, and that's right there. Pars with a faster than par final fig. He's definitely a contender there. Double Thunder. I don't see him being in the mix right here. Giant Game either. Jack Christopher. This guy is definitely the fastest horse early for Chad Brown. Is he going to be able to stretch out and do the two turns? That's kind of the question. Are he and Jack Christopher and Cornish going to get locked in together, or is one of them going to try and rate? Neither one has shown that ability yet, so that is the key question here in this race. Jasper Great and Jasper Crone, two Japanese horses for Hideyuki Mori coming over. They traditionally haven't done well in Breeders' Cup, so I have to toss them. Interesting horse is this closer for Keith Desermo, who finished behind Cornish and Papa Cap, this Oviat class. If the other guys go at it on the front end, this guy has a big chance to take this down. So he's definitely a key long shot win contender, and also a definite horse that you want to have in your exactas and tries. Papa Cap is kind of interesting. He looks to be a little bit overmatched by the top two speed horses, but he is right there on pace and speed. It's a question of who's moving forward. He looks like uh, a definite EEP type. Can he run down on what's going to probably be a hotter pace? Right now, I would have to say no. We'll have to see how the Astro shakes out in this race. Pinehurst, I have him kind of as a non-contender. I don't think he's got the same cut as the other guys. Rattle and Roll is interesting for McPeak here. He is another one that has a nice pressing running style, and he's already got three routes under his belt. What I like here is this distribution with this near par number. He's got 95 early, 92 late. This is a really good profile for this race. Tough to tame, non-contender. So right there, it's a matter of Cornish or Jack Christopher. And then these closers, Command Performance, Oviat Class, and Rattle and Roll. Command Performance, let's look at him a little bit because he leans a little bit to the early pace side here. So he showed a little bit of a press. He's shown that pressing ability, and he's got a little bit of late ability, but he's leaning early, and his late pace is a little lighter compared to the other two closers. So I would have to rank him a little bit below Rattle and Roll and Oviat Class. So if you're looking for a long shot, Rattle and Roll and Oviat Class, the true sustained late type of runners in this race against this pace pressure. You do have Corniche and Jack Christopher, who are the early pace, but they're going to get a little bit of a push early. It's possible that Barossa goes out and tries to force it. Giant Game, who's in need to lead type, but he's slower than I am, so I don't see him really getting involved up front. Pinehurst is one that could mess things up. Again, this is kind of why would Baffert send two early speed types together in this race? Is Pinehurst going to go out and try and blow this up for Cornish? It's kind of unlikely. So I wouldn't look at him to get up there and look to burn the other. So really, Barossa would be the only one who would try to press that early pace, and he may just not be fast enough to do that. So those are the pace considerations. But yeah, you got, if I really had to push this down to the four contenders, I'd say I'd look at either Corniche or Jack Christopher to be the speed horse that's there at the end, and Oviat Class and Rattle and Roll would be my closer long shot with a lesser chance to Command Performance. That is kind of how I'd look at it. You have to respect Baffert. His horses have the ability to get out and hang on. I mean, he's done that over and over through the years, through the Breeders' Cup and big stakes races. Medina Spirit in the last year's Derby being a prime example of that. So we'll see how this shakes out. But right now, I'm kind of leaning towards the closers for the value because Cornish and Jack Christopher will probably be the top two betting choices. I think we have one more Friday race to look at. We'll be back later and we'll take a look at the juvenile turf for the boys.